challenges of rebuilding ruins to create homes fit for the future. I'm on my way to the West Cork village of Butlerstown. With a view towards the Seven Heads coastline, this picture-perfect strip of buildings is all sunshine and flowers on this July day in 2023. But there's one less than pristine blot on the landscape. The village's 19th century post office and shop, which has been unlived in for 12 years. I'm meeting with local man, carpenter Timmy O'Brien and his partner, makeup artist Siobhan O'Mahony from Ballydehob. They're planning to move out of their rental home and bring the building back to its former glory as a home for themselves and their sons, Jimmy and Maya. Timmy and Siobhan.
That's right.
Great, let's
come in.
peep around.
Mind the creaking.
Just a lovely little village, isn't it?
It is. You picked a beautiful morning as well. Sun shining.
Only the best from me. One of you.
That's my mother's house across the road.
Oh,
yeah.
the mammy's across the road.
Yeah. That's how we ended up coming back here. I suppose this came for sale, and Siobhan and Emmy started chatting, and all of a sudden we're bidding on the place. So we're kind of a homecoming for me.
Timmy grew up in the house across the road and has known the shop all his life.
And it's a bit of a daunting task for Siobhan coming down into the thick of my crew down here.
So this was a shop.
The shop and the post office.
And it's a big premises, isn't it?
Yeah. So the shop counter would have been here, and this was where we'd come for our ice creams.
So that was the slab of ice cream cut with the wafers.
No, it wasn't that old.
Oh!
Some people would have even said it was probably livable until we started pulling it apart. But certainly we're very glad we pulled it apart, because what Timmy found between the damp and the roof and the floor and things like that, it really showed us that it's better to gut it, and do as much as we can to make it family friendly.
They bought the post house for €195,000 4 years ago and started work, knocking out damp walls with their friends and family helping at every stage, but hit a complete standstill 8 months ago when their finances dried up.
Just a perfect storm that time with the supply chain problems and the COVID and everything. So the price of the materials just went a bit loopy there for a couple of years, and we got stung. We had to pull the handbrake at Christmas. We just had all our savings kind of put into it, really. We were stretched so thin that we just said we'll just stop now until we can get finance sorted again.
At this stage now, we just want to get in.
They had €60,000 in savings, but last month they were thrown a lifeline. They have been approved for a €120,000 credit union loan. Come on, let's see the rest of the house. In the old part of the building, the walls have been stripped out. So now, Timmy, this is great. You've been working away on this now for how long?
Is it 4 years? Yeah, we've been chipping away. Not by choice. We were kind of rotten with woodworm, and like all this section of roof here was gone.
So you've had to replace your joists, your timbers, and your roof as well.
The roof structure, there was principal rafters were in the old roof structure, and they were rotten as well. It was beyond saving, really.
Okay, so you actually ended up with 4 walls. The great thing now about what you've done is you've put the roof on.
Yeah.
You've done your floor.
Yeah.
You've put your services in your floor.
Yeah.
Which is great. The way you've approached it is absolutely correct. Despite the hard slog, Siobhan has held on to big dreams for the building.
I have champagne taste and a lemonade budget. I am very aware of that. So, I have notions. But, that's my thing.
Well, the problem with the fire there is there's no chimney above it.
Yeah, but what are you doing now with that?
Well, that is actually going to land above in the middle of the 2 bedrooms, and we're hoping that will be a laundry chute coming down through the old chimney.
Sorry?
We're hoping there'll be a laundry basket on the bottom here.
Jesus, you had a great life in Ballydehob. Siobhan's champagne taste notions of a laundry chute fireplace are matched with more big ideas upstairs. So I have another bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a corridor all the way down there.
Corridor
as
all the way
well,
down, and then we have another corridor just teeing off
Oh,
to
no,
that
there's
southern
no-
window.
You have a T-shaped corridor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where's that going? To a window? A room?
Can't say it because
Go
he's
on.
actually going to slag me, so I'm not
No, I'd
saying
never
it.
slag you. Go on, no, say it. Say it.
No, the a reading nook, but we're not going to be reading in it. It's just
a
a
win-
long picture
a
window.
window seat in
With
a
a window
Ah,
seat.
lad. So it's just a waste of space. I want to see less laundry chutes and reading nooks and more practical use of space for this family of 4. Siobhan and Timmy's surprisingly large new home is made up of a series of buildings from different eras. The original 19th century house fronts onto the street with a barn, outbuildings and a 70s block-built extension and toilet to the back, and a 1960s single-storey shop alongside. They plan to build a temporary kitchen in the 1970s extension until they can afford to build a better version in the old shop alongside a family room and a dining area. The extension will become a den or playroom for the kids and a studio for Siobhan. They've decided that the former entrance hall will house a butler's pantry and a utility room with a generous laundry and cloakroom where the main reception room once was. The end room will become a snug and music room for Timmy. Upstairs there will be 4 bedrooms, with an ensuite for the master bedroom, a family bathroom and a T-shaped corridor. It all sounds very complicated to me. I would like to see them simplify their plans.
In
In the future, this
yeah,
kitchen comes out.
This comes
Oh,
out.
it comes out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's why we went secondhand.
this becomes a den.
A den? I thought that was the den.
That's,
That's
the snug.
Oh, that's
We've
the
a lot of
snug.
house.
So it's a big house.
It's big
It is.
house, yeah.
Okay, so how much is your budget?
So we've spent 60 already, and now we have 120 and not a penny more. We literally cannot afford to not be in within 8-9 months. Like, we can't sustain it for any longer.
The quicker they can get in, the quicker they can stop shelling out on rent.
But you know, it's the pressure that's needed, and I actually work better under pressure.
Your challenge is with 120, you have to spread your butter very thinly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first impression here is that the elephant's a bit big in the room. The budget you have and your ambition at the moment.
Yeah, you think it's they're not matching up?
No. I believe that before you now take your next step, you need to just reevaluate the layout. Because this is a smashing room.
Yeah.
Where-
Do you think
where-
it's smashing enough to leave it as a kitchen forever, like?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I think that you don't need what was the shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe if they don't convert the shop now, the project will be more achievable. You're never doing this again.
Yeah.
What you have to end up is a house. You open the door and go, whoopee, I'm home.
We really have to make a saving on every screw and nail. Like, you know what I mean? It has to be for us to get done. And it's exciting and terrifying at the same time. It's
Yeah, but I believe you can do this.
yeah.
Okay.
But you have to sort of
We really need all our ducks in a row and
correct.
Yeah.
And you need to cut your cloth.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, the most important area is actually out here. By opening up this wall and getting a big window
Okay.
here. This space allows for a perfect bright kitchen opening out onto a sunny terrace.
That should be called in this wall or
In that wall.
Oh yeah, there's a toilet
There's a
outside there. That's
toilet
the only
there.
thing.
Yeah, we'll just get rid of that. You have enough toilets. You have a toilet over there. How many toilets do you need? This is the room you're going to use,
Yeah, we'll
and
live
you'll
here.
regret it
Yeah.
if you don't do it. I don't think you've listened to the house.
That's fair enough, yeah. We've got our work cut out.
Sorry.
Right. Don't ruin your makeup.
Well, I've reduced Siobhan to tears already.
Hugh came in today. He was a bit like a whirlwind, wasn't he? We've literally cut the shop off since he's been here, and that's only in the space of, I don't know, a couple of hours. In a way, I feel it's taken a weight off my shoulders because I'm not looking at that for long term anymore. I'm actually just looking at the house for long term.
I've built the house in my head already, so I've I know where every wall is going, whatever, most of it's kind of figured out, and then that's all being turned upside down. But I think we had to have it turned upside down a little bit because We have to really cut our cloth. We really do.
So I've given you a little bit of thought there now.
Small bit. Unexpected, I'm not going to...
Might need a half an hour to digest some of that.
Yeah.
Motivation is starting to creep back into us. We're getting excited about it again. Hell or high water, now we're getting in.
Come here, it's lovely, lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No, great. I look forward now to following you. They've long spent their €60,000 savings, but after my visit, there's good news at last. They've been approved for a €50,000 vacant property grant, which will offset their $120,000 credit union loan. Still, to make their budget work, they need to get in fast to stop paying rent. Timmy is only able to step away from his work as a carpenter at the weekends. So, at the end of a sunny August, Siobhan arranges babysitting and gathers the troops again.
All hands on deck now today. So helping Tim on site today are a lot of his friends. They're actually working in construction. They have given up their Saturdays to come down and help us here today, and we're overwhelmed with the support that we're getting. They're just unbelievable.
They're ferocious, the people. Their community here is brilliant.
You're really proud of people coming, helping, and knowing that hopefully we'll be able to give it back someday as well. We're hoping to knock the outside toilet. Mr. Hugh Wallace recommended that we get rid of it.
In order to make it through with their slim budget, Siobhan's notions are being replaced with some practical cutbacks.
So the laundry chute's been covered over today. We're not going to do it at all. We're actually going to keep the old fireplace as is and use it in a decorative way and then put a counter into it, hopefully, by the time we're finished. So the chute is now gone. We're going to have to carry the clothes up and down the stairs. And we are going to, I am going to attempt paint stripping the doors that were in the house, the existing house already, because they need to be brought back, hopefully, to some sort of natural wood. So that's the aim today. Is that good? Am I doing the right way?
Perfect.
Okay.
Natural. She'll be out on her own. It'll be business now next week. West Cork paint strippers. Make sure you put the paint, don't call it West Cork strippers, and you could be in trouble.
Oh, sure, look, that's my other business.
Yeah.
Tim's actually quite a good boss, I found out today, when it's his area of expertise, and this is certainly his area of expertise. He's been working on a renovation at his day job at the moment, and I think, he's applying a lot of that to our house now, which I'm delighted about.
It's hard to get it wrong. Just don't get it on the glass.
Oh.
Just come to here for now. Leave off this piece till the very end.
Okay. He could have absolutely told me about the glass at the start. I was gung-ho going straight for the glass as well.
They're under pressure to get the house finished as soon as possible and stop wasting money on rent. But suddenly their priorities come into second place. Timmy's friend Archie has discovered they've got tenants of their own.
As we just found there a while ago, there's a swallow's nest with 3 chicks in it that are just about to leave the nest, but at the moment they're not quite able to fly, so they have a big journey ahead of them now before they head back to Africa.
How many are in there?
3.
So what we'll do is, if you're happy with it, what we'll do is we'll actually just support that.
So we'll prop that section, leave the nest, and just get rid of the concrete. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. I'm sorry. It's more work.
You're all right. I'm happy with that.
Okay.
It's not going to hold the place up too much, another 2 or 3 weeks to be gone, so we'll just work away at the rest of the concrete structure and just give them a chance to get their wings and head off from us.
I wanted the place cleared today. It's not going to be cleared today, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. It's only another couple of weeks.
The swallows stay safely in the nest. But Siobhan, Timmy and their kids' nest is a rental 20 minutes drive away. Siobhan has to prioritise the full-time care of their kids, Jimmy and Jeremiah, so she can't be on site to help Timmy as much as she'd like. 3 weeks later, the chicks have flown the nest, and Timmy and his friends are making hay while the sun shines. They're working through another weekend to let the sunshine in by cutting new windows. The weekend dig-outs from friends allows the remains of their €180,000 budget to stretch.
The only big stress we're watching is the pennies. Like, we have to keep an eye on the budget. These shows usually come along and they say, oh, we've X amount of budget, and they always find 50 grand at the end. It's like, we don't have that. We have no safety net. Like, what we have now, we have to see it through. We're just boxing clever. We'll do what we have to do to get in, and we can come back to it, as the budget allows. But we're watching every cent now at the minute. But as I say, with guys like this now coming in, helping us out, you can't beat a bit of free labour there on a Saturday morning. So if that keeps coming the way it is, we should be okay. And I think, I think every time we're down here, the sun seems to be shining. I think it's just there's someone looking down on us.
I'm expecting to be in at Easter, but he keeps asking me when Easter is because we don't know what month it is this year. And I just keep going, look, it's around April. I don't know when it is. But that's kind of the aim in my head that we'll be in, I suppose. And I wouldn't tell him I'd give him till the summer, but I'm saying Easter. It feels like it's moving so fast that I'm nervous that there's going to just be a major stop.
But as the summer holidays come to an end, so does progress. Timmy's busy on a paid building project. Siobhan's time is taken up with the boys, and the house is boarded up and quiet. Progress grinds to a halt. Despite their obligations, Timmy and Siobhan somehow find the energy to run an annual charity drag night. And this busy year is not going to stop them.
Tonight it's for charity and it's for direct provision kids in Clonakilty and also the kids that come from Ukraine that are housed in Clonakilty. So we're going to have a drag act first, and then we are going to have Timmy and his amazing band called The Bunks. So we've everybody catered for. Hopefully it'll be a great night in Courtmacsherry Hotel.
My name is Siobhan O'Mahony and I want to say a massive welcome and thank you so much for coming out for our fundraiser tonight.
I thrive on this. This gives me something. So I don't think of this as, oh, I'm doing something or this is something for me.
Putting his high vis aside for now, the multi-talented Timmy takes to the stage.
Lads, we're going to play a few songs for you. Don't be shy. Come out, have a dance, have a bit of fun.
The community down here in West Cork it's what makes West Cork. We wouldn't be taking this on if this house was in a city somewhere and it was just the two of us and our two kids. There's no way we'd get it done. We wouldn't be motivated. It's just phenomenal. People just keep showing up, But without the help and without community, we'd have nothing really, to be fair.
Finally, in December, Siobhan's hopeful that the light will come back into the project and the post house itself. Their order of new and replacement windows arrives today.
So this morning the windows have arrived to the house. So Timmy's just been taking out all the plywood and everything that we've had, blocking up the light for the last, I don't know how many months. And I think it's probably the most excited I've been about this house since we got it. And to be honest with you, it's huge for us.
Okay, that's good. I'm really happy with that. This time next year we'll be sitting here nice and toasty.
It's just one step closer to finished, and it's a big step. It's like the lipstick is on the pig kind of thing, It's absolutely going to lift the mood.
I can't describe how excited I am about these windows going in. I got text messages this morning from people going, are the windows going in? Like, I obviously have been going on about it an awful lot. But Timmy broke it to me the other day that he's going to be working more or less all over Christmas on the house, which, great for us long term. It's a pity he can't get a break because the man needs a break. He's absolutely exhausted.
Every step forward for the house comes at a cost for the family unit.
What's your favourite part of the new house?
The playroom.
What's going to be in it?
Surprises.
I'm wrecked. We've probably been burning the candles at both ends. Timmy he's exhausted. Like, we did have a lovely Christmas as best we could, but you can see by him, he's hit a bit of a wall. I've been trying to say, will you take a day off when the kids are gone back to school so you can just actually stay in bed and not hear anything, or, because there's no rest when they're in the house. Come over here.
What's your brother doing?
I think he feels like it's all on his shoulders. And to be honest, that part is, I can only do so much. I have to be here, I have to be with the kids, and it's like the weight of the world is on his shoulders now. So I'd be lying if I didn't say it causes issues in the home when you're doing something like this that's so heavy. People are snappier, I'm snappier, he's snappier, we're more afraid, we're trying to juggle everything, we're trying to keep the kids entertained as well as juggling a budget. You're doing all of that. We need to just get through this now. We need 6 months now, get through it, go hard, keep the heads down, get in and then breathe. But 6 months is a long time.
20 minutes away from their rented home, Santa's on display in the old phone box. But it's been a tough Christmas for the family. Each day and evening while he's not at work, Timmy's here in the cold, slabbing and laying concrete.
We're dancing on the line of burnout and progress. Poor Jimmy got upset. I was working all nights during the week and I didn't see him at all. He doesn't miss you until he sees you and realises he'd missed you. So I came in the door and he was bawling, crying. That breaks your heart then. It's just exhaustion, really, at this point. There's no other word for it. Like, we have to cut a little slack to each other because we know we're burning the candle both ends. I won't be high-fiving myself until we're in.
Survival.
West Cork locals Siobhan and Timmy are battling a limited budget to DIY convert Butlerstown's old post office and shop into a home for themselves and their 2 young sons, Jimmy and Maya. It's January 2024 and I'm visiting the post house to ring in the new year and to do my best to celebrate their hard slog. They're worn down and dispirited after working throughout Christmas, but as a result, the chilly building is sealed in at last. There are plenty of new starts to see here.
Do you want to head in and see them?
Love to.
Okay, let's go.
You got lots done since I was last here. The floor's in. It's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And like we've had friends help in and dig us out.
Funny enough, the way you're restoring this into your home reminds me of the 19th century.
Oh, the Mehel.
Yeah, it very much is like that, where if you like, the community and your friends are coming around to assist you to build your home.
It's like my biggest fear is like I'll finish this house and I'll owe so many favours that I'll never
see him.
I'll never again get a weekend off.
They owe their friends, but it's well worth it. I'm struck by the brand new, light-grabbing corner window in their future upstairs bathroom. Wow.
We've done this window now, which I adore.
Well, to be honest, I think that's just extraordinary. Like, look at it. Look at the sunshine. Isn't it wonderful? Seeing the utter beauty of this has got my architect spidey senses tingling, and I've got a brand new vision up my sleeve. So do you want the really good bit of news?
God, yeah, go on.
We're going to move the bathroom. It should be at the far end of this room because looking at this view, this is a spectacular kids' room.
I think when you suggested we were going to swap the playroom and the bathroom, I was like, oh God, almighty, here we go. I think he's gas. Like, he is gas. He comes in and you can see tick, 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 and the mind going, and these ideas coming at you. And the thing is, he might give you 5 ideas, but of every 5, we've taken 2 or 3. And that's 2 or 3 that we never would have had. So look, I see the value in that. Do you know what? I'm totally happy to do that if you fork out for the changes that we're just about to make.
Get out of it, you. Sure, it's only a bit of timber and a couple of wires. But once that bathroom goes in there,
It's in.
that's that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It is in.
It's in, yeah.
There.
It's there.
Oh.
Like the
What
the
you mean
whole
All
thing.
the AHAs, all the
No,
sewers are outside.
it's-
Everything is
everything.
there.
And we
Wires,
started-
windows.
There's no way this is happening, you. There's no way.
Let's go back into the bathroom.
Okay.
What's the bathroom now, is it?
My flash of inspiration is going down like a lead balloon. But I'm not done yet. Because you're a master carpenter, you know, I believe you could do a beautiful shutter, not a blind here, so that you get your privacy from your neighbours.
I've been to blind shops, I've been online, and everything I looked at didn't seem to fit that nice corner window, and all of a sudden he's come in with this amazing idea of putting a shutter in behind the wall that we'll just pull out. And it's going to be really different, I think. I haven't seen it done before.
Look,
Thanks for calling, Don.
congratulations. Lovely to see you. Come here. Lovely to see you. Be good.
Bye.
Bye.
Although they both work and cover their own childcare, Siobhan and Timmy can't afford to pay for anything but the skilled trades on this project. What amazes me is that in this day and age, young families have to use that old tradition of mehel, which is really where your family and friends come together and build and restore and do up houses. And it's amazing to think that we've got to that. The favours can only stretch so far, so I would be concerned that the budget will run out before they can move their family, let alone before Siobhan gets the finishes she's looking for. For now, the corner window goes in, along with First Fix Electrics, but the majority of the work is still on Timmy's shoulders at evenings and weekends.
Yeah, so my next month, as I say, it's kind of all on me, really. In fairness, any of the subbies that come in, the Sparks came in 2 days and the whole thing were done out the gap. Plumbers are the same. I'm not waiting. Anybody who's coming in to do their job gets in and out fast, and I'm the reason for most of the delays. We've loads to do. Of course, there's good days and bad days, but some days you just have to dust yourself off and just get stuck in. When I'm not here, I tend to get anxiety about it. But when I'm here and I have the tools in hand, it's like, okay, at least we're just, if it's just me on my own even, just getting something done, at least we're going forward,
While Timmy toughs it out and Siobhan covers all the childcare, I hope they can both keep a handle on their love for the old post house. Butlerstown newbie Siobhan has taken the afternoon off to go to Mary's pub down the village to talk to Timmy's dad Mike and Uncle Patty, as well as their friend, former postboy John the Post, about their memories of the place.
There's a man here in the middle of it as well.
That's my father.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And the dog?
And the dog, Towler, yeah.
Towser, the dog. I love this.
They've brought along family photos and pictures to show how lively the village was before emigration and lack of local employment led young people away.
The first thing that we're really interested in is like the original building. How much of that is remaining now, or was there a lot of add-ons to it?
To show how the post house looked before its extensions, Uncle Patty has created a beautiful illustration from memory.
Yeah, I have a painting here actually I done that I can remember.
Okay.
From the 50s of the post office as it was. That
Class.
is it there, yeah.
So was it always a post office?
It was.
Was always a post office.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, all the way.
And were all your family post people?
They actually were.
Were they?
Well, my father was going back to the time of the Troubles from Butlerstown,
From
and I
Butlerstown.
delivered it for 41 years. And when he'd come here, it was in the front door, and there was a small little office on the left-hand side inside the door. That's where they sorted the postage tube and sorted it.
That's going to be the downstairs toilet now, John.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That shedding was known to us as the coal store.
Yeah.
But that's where we learned to smoke when we were kids.
That's right.
Inside there and that place. And
Great place to be smoking, Patty.
Yeah.
In its original form, the post house looked like a traditional farmhouse with a barn alongside.
Do you know what year it was built? The post office?
Post office.
I think it was around the 1840s.
1840, in the
Yeah,
1840s, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At a time when travel was a challenge, the post office was central to village life. From the 1950s, it provided access to a phone. This was a game changer for those with family forced abroad for a better life, like Timmy's mother's grandmother.
Marion's grandmother had 2 daughters in New York, and when the voice circuit came in the mid-1950s, and those 2 girls arranged to have their mother at the post office about 3 o'clock in the evening, and she spoke to them over the phone, and it was regarded as marvellous.
I remember when in the 50s when we were growing up here, there was always people around the village.
Yeah.
People coming and going to the village. Now I can walk down my village any time during the day and I will not meet or speak to a living soul.
Really?
So, yeah.
And that is sad, really.
And that's
Well, I don't know, we might be changing that now, Patty.
Hopefully.
When I met Timmy first, I remember him saying that a lot of his friends were gone out of the village.
That's right.
But in the last couple of years, that all of his friends have come back now.
They're
They're
all
all
back.
after.
They're all
Do you
back.
notice
Back.
that yourself?
Oh, yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a rejuvenation.
Do you
and-
really? Yeah. Do you feel it?
People coming back. Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
feel
yes.
it very
Yes.
much so.
Do
yeah.
you?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. There isn't a house empty on the street now,
No,
is there?
no,
Bar
no.
hours, and that'll be hopefully full
That's
soon.
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
After years out of the village, Timmy's hoping to be part of a reversal of Butlerstown's history of emigration, which dates back for generations.
The village is going through a renaissance here now in the last couple of years. There was a lot of vacant properties and now they're not anymore. A lot of people decide to move back to rural Ireland and set up shop here. So there's a great community here now and we're really looking forward to come down here.
Between their restoration work and childcare obligations, Siobhan and Timmy seldom get away by themselves. I want to give them space to let those notions Siobhan jokes about become less foggy. so I've brought them on a day trip to Dingle. It's a stormy March morning and we're visiting the Hare's Corner, an early 20th century farmhouse very similar in shape and simplicity to the post house's original building. Oh, this is just magical.
Stunning.
They can't afford all new furniture, but I believe they can make great use of the pieces they have, just as the owners of this home have done.
Now, look at this.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the reason I brought you here today is that this is a farmhouse very similar to your original home.
Yeah, the heart is the same.
I think what's great about this home is it respects the past but has the new in it. I love the fact that you can bring in your granny's pieces or your aunts and stuff like that.
Well, we have some original pieces from the shop as well. Like we have an old grandfather clock, so we've everything kept.
And I just love that dresser unit in the corner, which is sort of fierce posh. A little bit like you.
Notions. Yeah, well, I'm not that posh, but I do love the dresser.
Smashing, yeah.
It's gorgeous.
It is.
And I love the way they blended it with the new kitchen. It's fabulous. Gorgeous. I think I'll go a little lighter, but I love it here. I love the pastel mixed with kind of heavier colour. I think it's really pretty.
And you can put in a little bit of pink. Look at that
to.
now, huh?
That's beautiful.
Isn't that fabulous?
It is.
Since
I
I'm the
just love
only
that.
girl in the house, even the dog is male, I think I'll be allowed pinks in certain places.
Will we go into another room and have a look around? Come on.
Stunning.
In the serene sitting room, it's time to get practical.
And how are you with your budget?
We've put 60 in and we have a loan now of 120.
We'll probably be about 10 grand light. And hopefully when the grant will come, then it'll just soften that a little bit.
Which will you?
That grant's going to do a lot.
Fair play for the grant. We'd be lost without it. We'd be terrified without it.
The vacant property grant will be paid to them when they finish the project, covering their overspend.
No, you're looking up stuff constantly. They're trying to get bang for buck with tiles, with lighting, with sanitary ware, with everything. Like, so we are shopping around. Every euro counts, like, so in fairness, you're banging that down.
Is the notions.
Notion, yeah. The notions is the problem.
Unfortunately, 9 months since I first met them, they are nowhere near the interior notion stage.
Probably have to take some time off of work myself to get this across the line in time. I might have to take a week or two off and just be there myself working on it. We're about a month behind where we hoped we'd be.
Okay, and so you'd be hoping to be in when?
We have to be in before the kids go back to school, really.
Yeah.
It has to.
July,
summertime.
August. Yeah.
So 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll pass quickly, won't it?
It will, yeah.
It's flying now. It's kind of getting scary now because you actually feel like you're making choices that are,
That you have to stick with.
That you have to stick with, yeah.
Back on site, May is here. Scary decisions have been made as to the insulation and plastering choices. And Timmy is still soldiering on in the dark indoors.
I'm just doing the first coat just to save on the costing, but I'm letting the second coat to the plasterers who can put a proper finish on it, you know? And that's where the skill is, really. It's the finish coat. It's taking longer than I thought. With the budget at the minute, we're kind of worryingly okay. I'm secretly panicking that there's something big that I've forgotten, do you know what I mean? So everything is kind of, we're watching every cent at the minute because we really are limping in, like, so it's like, it's the finishing will make or break it, like, I suppose is what we spend on tiles, flooring, architraves, that kind of stuff. But we're on target to not be in trouble, but I'm always terrified that I'm after overlooking something.
To help keep them out of trouble and stick to their budget targets, I'm back in Butlerstown helping Siobhan and Tux, the dog, to sort through the many upcyclable items that Siobhan has stashed in the old shop over the years.
An Aladdin's cave.
A dumping ground.
Oh, goodness.
Well, it's longer than 5 years of collecting bits and pieces.
Look, the bell.
That's for warning us for when you're coming.
No, I love it.
Yeah, that was originally here. It was the shop bell for when people used to come in.
Oh, it would ring.
Yeah, it would ring, so it'd be on the door. So I'm hoping to put it outside the back door, so if the lads are having, playing outside and I want to call them for the dinner instead of roaring.
You'd use this. Yeah. So you're going to be a real lady of the house.
Oh, lady
come in
of the
and
house.
have your dinners poured out. Wow, you've all sorts of everything here. Santa Clauses. And you have a lovely sign there, the old post office.
Yeah, I love that sign. Timmy's uncle painted that sign and we took it down. and I just think it'd be lovely to put it up in the house somewhere.
Yeah. Notions aside, Siobhan has opted to upcycle rather than splash out.
So friends of our family very kindly donated like a storage container full of stuff, and we didn't know what was coming, but beautiful bits of furniture, beautiful chairs and stuff like that came out of that container purely from the goodness of their heart. All of this is really kind of keeping the budget down, I suppose, by recycling things, trying to think outside the box a little bit with stuff.
It's great you're upcycling so much.
Yeah, it's only taken us about 5 years to get here, but I am delighted, no, in equal measures delighted and nervous, because it's coming to crunch time with decisions, with paint colours and with tiles and bathrooms and stuff, and that, which I thought I had it all sewn up in my head, changes every week. So I'm a bit nervous about that.
After all Siobhan and Timmy's Trojan work, I want to help out in any way I can, so I'm keen to speed up their process about colour choices.
Are you good at painting people?
No.
Okay.
He's like Picasso.
Funnily enough, I like this.
Yeah.
This should be called champagne white. The China one.
Oh, it's just the things that are in my head and I can't say.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
I like the pattern. Yeah, it's very, very nice.
Wipe your chin is small, but
Come
that's
on, wipe
good.
me down. Aww.
That's better.
We didn't settle on the right white, but the right white chose Timmy. Months pass as they battle through slabbing, insulating and upcycling. By July 2024, they are piecing together the second-hand kitchen they bought and stashed years ago.
We are just after starting fitting the second-hand kitchen that we purchased.
This is where the problem arose then, in that we ran out of quartz because we've made the kitchen slightly bigger than what we purchased.
Not enough worktop isn't the only problem. They've stretched their budget, upcycled their hearts out and used every second to make this project work. But summer's almost over. There's no money left, and the hopes of the old post house being a functioning home by the start of the new school year are becoming ever more distant. 4 months since my last visit to Butlerstown in West Cork. I'm back to visit Siobhan and Timmy, who have spent the last 5 years working to create a home for themselves and their young sons in the village's old post house. This once murky and dusty street-side building is now pretty in pink.
Hi.
Good morning. How are you? Lovely
How are
to
you?
see you. You look smashing.
Hello.
Huh? And how are you?
Very good. Come on in.
Looking good?
Come in, come in.
I'm being allowed in the front door instead of via the old shop for the first time. It's brand new, and so is the roomy entrance hall. There's a sophisticated sitting room to one side of the hall and a loo with notions on the other, as well as a butler's pantry housing the old post office sign and shop scales where the laundry chute was once planned to be. But I want to get into the kitchen as soon as I can.
What?
They had planned that this space would only temporarily hold the kitchen, but it's so bright and spacious, it's perfect as the heart of the home.
It's like a new house. To be honest, I'm a bit speechless.
That's the first.
It is. So the original layout of the kitchen was different, wasn't it?
The original plan was to have the kitchen down in the shop.
But are you not lucky you didn't have enough money?
It shaped what we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what we have now is it's probably more efficient use of the space. It's cozier. It's more like a home.
I just remember this room being dark, even though it did face south. Do you remember when you walked in here?
I'm sure we have the double doors added on this side as per Hugh Wallace's instruction.
Yeah, but doesn't
It
that
just
work?
floods the place with light.
We've actually called the terrace something, haven't we?
But that's the Hugh Wallace Terrace now.
It's Wallace Terrace.
Wallace Terrace.
Yes.
I love it.
What an honour. They upcycled a second-hand kitchen. And I'm intrigued to know how they dealt with the fact that it didn't come with enough quartz worktop.
It was like a big jigsaw puzzle, and we just put the boxes down with the oven where, you had to put in the sink and the oven and the dishwasher and fill in between them. And then when we set the worktops down, we were like, we're going to be short. So we just had to come up with a quick solution for that then. Get us some nice oak.
And then that works as like a permanent chopping board. So we've the bins underneath it. So it's like,
And you just scrape off?
Just scrape off into the bin, job done. Yeah.
Ingenious. However, it was one of the last-minute problems which held them back from moving in before their planned date of the start of the school year.
I really wanted to be in a week or two before school started. So the push was on, I think, for the last month massively to get us in for that. We went over a little.
Yeah, but the level of the finish you've got, in here is just magic. Like, the home is just yummy.
I want to discover if the yum extends to upstairs. It's a yes. The newly finished bathroom, which I tried to persuade them to swap for a sitting room, with its corner window, gives a dreamy view to the Seven Heads Peninsula.
You see, I'm fascinated by the area. Because if I come into this bathroom, this is like you're in 5-star luxury. You know the way you talk about location and view?
You can't buy that.
No, you can't, no. What do you do now when the sheep are out looking at
We're
you?
exhibitionists. No.
Yeah, that's it. No, we did. We got our little grand design in. We have the little, the shutter.
Oh.
That pulls from the walls, the James Bond style. It's not quite finished yet. We have to kind of fix the corners here and things. There's a few magnets.
I love this. This is one of my favourite things. I know it's so weird, but it's just like, you still have the view over the top of it.
Yeah.
And you have your privacy, which was important to me, not to Timmy. And also, I just love that it's a little secret.
Come on, let's keep going now. I'm loving it.
The stunning views don't stop at the bathroom.
Super room.
Their kids, Jimmy and Maya, get a spectacular playroom connecting their bedrooms.
Jimmy and Maya have ended up with the best.
The best room of the house.
Because all of a sudden they have their bedrooms here and they come out and they have a playroom.
So what we've set up here is this is going to have a projector and a screen, which we already had, put on a movie, stairgate there to keep everybody safe, and Jimmy's in and out to our room, can't go downstairs, and we have all this area, and everybody's happy, hopefully.
Yeah, but the great thing about this is as the kids grow up, this will become where they do their school and everything else. Then as you go
when
on...
their friends come, because it's really hard for Jimmy also to go to other people's houses.
Fine.
So it means that everybody can now come here.
And you have a day bed.
We have the day bed for when you come.
There we go.
It's really versatile.
It's a versatile space,
And the bedrooms are just super size. I love the colour difference between this bedroom and that goldy mustard.
Siobhan's talent for design and Timmy's exquisite workmanship were able to shine through because they cut back on the scale of their planned work.
You've made huge strides to create your home, but you do have a couple of other steps to be doing.
Totally. We have no laundry room. Currently, we have a room under this bedroom here that's just full of power tools and sawdust and tiles, and it is like Aladdin's cave of dangerous things. We have got the 2-story shed on the western elevation.
And of course, you've got your big tin shed out there.
We've got the shed.
I love that.
It's stunning. We'll see what the future will bring. We'll have to, again, we're just in a financial situation now where we're just wiped and we just have to pick ourselves back up. And the shop will come first, I think, because we're hoping that becomes a letting, that will become an asset and an income.
Right. Well, now, let's keep going.
Do.
So, onto the main bedroom with its hotel chic bathroom and second-hand racing car-shaped bed.
I just think the bed is hilarious. Because it's like I'd expect Rod Stewart in the bed. But we have you, Timmy.
Yeah, like a poor relation to Rod Stewart.
But the bed is just something else. I think what's very interesting about this room is you can see the skill sets of both of you and you complement one another.
I didn't know that he was such a good craftsman. I know that he has put all the thought into
everything that's under the pretty stuff.
She knocked it out of the park there with all the colours and with all the fittings, the lights, just dressing the place, the art, the vases, the flowers, and like she made it a home really like.
So coming into this house, you've respected the home, the details, the original finishes, and then just to add to that, your ability with colours and sourcing.
I love a bit of sourcing.
But I'm fascinated. It's even the tiles in that bathroom.
I love it.
You love it.
I love
but you're
it.
good at it.
Thank you.
You're good at it. Do you know? What the two of you have done in transforming this home is really amazing. So in doing a home like this, when people are going to look at this, they'll go, they have lots of money. No, but I have to be...
Fair enough, that's the truth of it, if you were looking in, yeah.
If you're looking in, but that isn't the case.
Not at all, no.
They bought the building for €195,000 and started out with a budget of €180,000.
We're gone not 20 or 25 over. We were able to borrow that 20-25 off a family.
The vacant property grant will allow them to pay their family back and cover their overspend.
So it's cost you, what, 170?
Yeah.
Well, I can only tell you've done gigs that, like, my God. But that's because your friends were here, and as you say, it's like going back to the old system of Meho.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd be renting forever.
Yeah.
Only for our family and friends coming in together.
The help and hard work continued right up to the moment they moved in.
I think there was like 27 people my mother counted on Saturday here.
Yeah.
Just pushing us over the finish line. Just pushing and pushing and pushing.
The help was humbling, really.
The village are very lucky to have the pair of you here. And that's why you got so much support.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You can't get it all over your shirt.
Okay.
And I have no makeup to touch.
To get a project finished, it's amazing how you have to rely on other people in this day and age.
Yeah, I suppose it is. It's just the times we're in now where the price of stuff is just out of reach. Like to go it alone now, you'd have to have two massive salaries come in for any couple to be able to tackle anything. And, it's definitely about the help from your family and friends. Every pothole in the road we hit, but there was people there to keep us going and to help us through. And again, humbling, and we'll never be able to pay them all back.
No.
There's just so much help.
And now the faithful helpers are back on site to wholeheartedly celebrate this much-loved family moving in to their first owned home at long last.
This is the first night in my life staying in a house where my name is on the deeds to the property.
Good things come to those who wait. And Siobhan and Timmy have waited. The combination of Timmy's ability and eye for detail matched against Siobhan, who knows how to source and curate, has allowed them to build something truly exceptional that works perfectly for them. Because of their tenacity and doggedness, they've created the most wonderful family home. They deserve it, and they're totally inspirational.
And speaking of houses, there's no better home than Mammy's Motel. Or maybe not. Mrs. Brown's Boys is up after the break here on One.